Robert Hill came here as the affirmative action officer under the administration of Chancellor Melvin Eggers. And Dr. Eggers was in the business of trying to raise money. The university had some financial problems at that time. And I'm talking the 1980s. Robert Hill, and you know Howard Johnson? Howard was brother, dean of the graduate school, PhD, mathematics, was sharing the math program here. Howard, Horace Smith, you ever heard that name? Horace Smith, Cornell grad, PhD, Hampton University grad. He brought the Upward Bound program, Ron McNair Scholarship Program. These African Americans who have been here, who brought foundation. Now the point I'm making is, I never forget the day we went over to see Chancellor Eggers. And we said, Chancellor, you're trying to raise money here, right? I said, Chancellor, do you realize there is an entire group of Syracuse University alums who have graduated from Syracuse with bachelor's, master's, and PhD degrees. And 90% of them left this university with a bad taste in their mouth. The challenges that they had in their classrooms and trying to make it, and of course in upstate New York. And Chancellor Eggers looked at us really with, what the hell are these brothers talking about? Bob Boney was also in the room, and I'll tell you about Bob. And we said, Chancellor, we can take you to homes of some SU alums who love this university. If you were to go down into their basements, you see caves of SU paraphernalia, pictures on the wall and all. To make the long story short, Chancellor, we are talking about African American and Latino grads of Syracuse University. And we ran out the list of all, we got some of the most incredible brothers and sisters who run this country, who have SU degrees. And we said, Chancellor, we gotta do something to get our folk back. I never forget the day I met Jim Brown. When I first came here, I was vice president of the Graduate Student Organization in 1970. The Black Student Union, right, this building wasn't up, the only building up was Newhouse 1. The Black Student Union building sat right on the corner, right down, you know where that guard shack is? You go up the cross, and there it was, Black Student Union in the beautiful colors of what, red, green, and black. And I was brand new here on campus, and as the student rep from the Department of Area of Instructional Technology, and I don't know why they like me, I was brand new, I got told the same kind of story when I came to Syracuse. Well, the African American brothers had struck the team, football team here at Syracuse. Anybody know about the, what's that rule in the ring? No, the rule of basketball.
2 black players, no more than 2 black players.
Only 2 rule.
2 at a time, that's it.
Only 2 rule. In 1957, Syracuse University basketball team would have won the national championship if they played all the brothers. Manny Breland from Syracuse, New York, first African American to receive a scholarship from Syracuse basketball. Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, Vinnie Cohen. Any of you know Vinnie Cohen? Vinnie Cohen Sr., multi-millionaire lawyer. His son also graduated law school. Major player in Washington, D.C. Well, on that team, Jim Brown was on the team, and I'm going to shut up in a few minutes. I want to lay something out because I want to lay the foundation for a situation. Jim Brown I walked into the Black Student Union building. This is 1970. Walked in that night, I said, oh my God, Floyd Little was in the room. Jim Brown, John Mackey, Dr. Charles V. Willey, Dr. John Johnson, and others were there, and the brothers who were all roughly 18, 19 years old, young, African American brothers who had come in to play football. And they said, look, please, could you hire an assistant black coach? Second, please want to play. Don't let us sit on the bench. We want to play. Next, we wanted academic tutoring. We wanted better health care. KB, those are for? Okay. Demands. Look, assistant black coach, tutoring to help with our studies. Also, we want to be able to select our major. All the brothers who came here basically they put everybody in a general studies major. They said that we couldn't make it academically. And of course, the Syracuse 8, Al Newton and John Lobo, John became the Secretary of the Treasury of the state of Connecticut, man. Well, anyhow, the bottom line is that night I talked to Jim Brown. Jim Brown came up to me and said, brother, man, when I came here, I thought I had a scholarship, man. They had me as a fifth string running back. They wouldn't even give me a shot. And the only time I got a shot and all the other running backs got hurt. They finally had to put me in the game. And I had a bunch of millionaires down in Long Island was paying his tuition and everything. But that night he said, look, hell, what's this? What's wrong with, we need a brother in here, coach. We need the academic advisor to help you through your studies. Jim Brown said, hell, man, I'm gone. I ain't never coming back here no more. Walked out that night. This was 1970. So here comes, we fast forward a meeting with Chancellor Eggers. And Chancellor Eggers, I said, Chancellor Eggers, we gotta reach out to our African-American alums of Syracuse University. And that laid the foundation for coming back together and our big scholarship we got called Our Time Has Come. Yep. In fact, I never forget the night down at the hotel, we left $1 million check on the table. African-American and Latino grads of Syracuse University. That was just a few years ago. But the point I'm getting at, and let Granddaddy just say to you, every considerable thing that can be done to keep us from succeeding has been done. But look what has happened. We're sitting here today. We're sitting here today. None of us are supposed to be having degrees, PhDs, or even a professorship in big universities. Let's get into American history. D, E, and I, we just add, look, the affirmative action scenario, Baki. You got 100 positions. Let me just go to number 100. 100 positions available, entry. So they said, let's set aside 5 for poor little African-American kids. And by the way, the African-American 5 kids got better credentials than half the 50% of the 95. And then here comes a guy who couldn't get in the 95, who's looking at the 5 that were set aside or say affirmative for African-Americans, and they're pissed off, saying, we're going to sue that. No. And I would walk to guys and say, man, you mean tell me you had 95 opportunities to get into this program, and then you're going to come beat up on the fact that 5 was set aside for African-American kids who got a better resume than you? Let Granddaddy shut up. But I'm just simply saying, every considerable thing that can be done to wipe us out has been done to us. And now everybody here's the Supreme. It continues. Let's stop making excuses here. Let's take this thing over.
I love it, man.
Let's take it over.
I love it. You're right, man.
Think about Catherine.
Right, man.
Think about Catherine, the NASA mathematician. You saw Hidden Figures?
Absolutely.
Sisters, brilliant mathematicians down in Hampton, Langley Air Force Base, were working in segregated situations and conditions to put our space program together. John Glenn was getting ready to fly, the computer blew up, and he said, hey, no, come on, get Catherine on the phone. Catherine's a brilliant African-American, all the sisters, mathematicians, and teachers and all. So Granddad is just simply saying to you, y'all stop making excuses here for these folks. VE and I, we need it. Hell, race, yes. Because every damn thing and possibly with us, bad schools and everything else has been done to us. Period. I love your thing about the legacy side, you're right. But I'm saying with regards to, how are our numbers here at Syracuse right now? Campus-wide.
Currently,
8%.
yeah, 8%.
So I think it was 6%. So I've been here 10 years. It was 6%, which is pretty standard for predominantly white institutions, which is just under half the national average, right? Black folks account for it. I'm big on numbers. I'm sorry, I'm a psychologist. I have so many at the tip of my tongue. So black folks account for about 13% of the population, about 6%, and I think we might be at 8% at SU over the past 10 years.
Yes.
Anybody feel free to look this up on your phone.
Can I ask you a question?
I just threw the number out there.
Yeah,
Then, of
but we're
course,
still markedly under national representation.
Can I ask you a question? If you took every black athlete off every sports field and use those numbers, what would it drop? How much would it drop?
Oh, so if we did not count
Athletes,
the
student
student
athletes.
to make money for the institution, I don't know. I don't know what the split is.
Why don't y'all come sit?
yeah, come in. Grab one of these empty seats we got.
A lot of empty seats.
We need to have a house full of people to hear this discussion today.
You ain't gotta sit out
I'm just
there.
simply saying to all of you as we get on, I'm loving it, we try to, appease these folk on DEI. They try to wipe out our history, man. They banning books on us right now. Here, what's the 16th, 16th February, 2024, what we up again. I used to eat dinner with Dr. King all the time, that's what I'm saying. So those are my mentors, Dr. Martin Luther King, all those great mentors. Let me shut up and
You good. No, it's just that,
Trying to
I
set
got a
the
couple
tone.
more topics that I think that,
He went, I think Rick covered every one of them.
I'm sorry,
I get it, man.
I hope, I don't want to dominate, but you can ask me questions, I only can simply say that I'm a graduate of 3 HBCUs. My PhD is from Syracuse. I came here in 1970, and this campus was in turmoil at that time, and got involved immediately in the leadership because North Carolina Central, A&T, those kind of schools, they get us ready for this,
Yeah.
And the one thing I finally realized, though, coming out of HBCUs, those brother and sister professors got us ready, of my generation.
They did. They
got
absolutely
us
did.
ready, you hear me?
They
And I never
did.
forget that first statistics class I walked in, I said, oh my God, I'm gonna get wiped out in this place. Dr. Jeffrey Katzer's dead and gone. He came in and he said, I haven't put together a course outline yet. I'm a statistician. Why should I put together? I need to find out a pre-assessment analysis of what you already know. Y'all gotta write doctoral dissertations and master's theses and all. Jeff Katzer. And he said, okay, next week when you come in, I'm gonna give a pre-assessment exam of the class. And we had the blue books, so they had all these beautiful computers and stuff y'all got there. So this is over the women's building, by the way. The class met once a week for 4 hours, women's building, on a Monday night. And we're there, so we come in the next week, and Dr. Katzer gave out 4 different questions, and you had to design a statistical research design to answer the questions. And he passed it out. I looked at it. I'm the only African American in the class. By the way, none of the students would even talk to me when I first came here. I mean, they would say, how you doing? But I mean, you could just, hear that, what's that black guy doing over there? Okay. Well, anyhow, gave that, and I looked at the question and said, oh my God.